Welcome everyone to our weekly mini Master IEP Coach training. And this week, I'm going to give you 2 steps that parents and educators simply can't miss. Like, you got to get these done. For those of you that don't know, the final Master IEP Coach Mentorship of 2021 is happening this summer. Enrollment is open. There will not be another one until 2022. So lean in, listen, take some notes, and hop on over to masteriepcoach.com when we're done. And I'm going to tell you about a new bonus that has been released today when you sign up to become a Master IEP Coach. But first, let's dig into these 2 steps. Now, there's a lot that's happening. There's a lot of exhaustion. There's a lot of things that are just quite simply not going to get done before the end of the school year. There's just an overwhelm that's at a whole new level when it comes to special education, parents, teachers, and things that need to happen at the end of the school year. But I'm highly encouraging you to take these next 2 steps because I promise you it's going to make your back to school season so much better. Like, it's worth it. It's kind of like, you know how you don't want to food prep? I mean, I don't want to food prep, but then when you take the time to food prep or think about what's going to be on your menu next week, it actually makes it easier when you're in that hot mess moment and you got to figure out, dinner. So it's that same situation. So I know that this is not something that you necessarily want to do, but you really do need to do it. So here's the first step. Parents and teachers, please make sure that you have a full copy of the IEP from start to finish with all the things that have changed. So here's what I mean. Parents, you most likely have a lot of emails from this school year that have information like, sure, yeah, we'll change that accommodation modification. Okay, we're going to adjust those speech minutes. Okay, we're going to make sure that whatever this agreement is that happened between you and the team, that it's in place. But was it fully documented within the IEP? And is that IEP document then complete? Like, do you have one PDF or at least one email that might have a few PDFs in it, that you have the document in one place? So when you tuck that away for like the next 6 to 8 weeks, but then you get ready for back to school and you're like, okay, here we go. What needs to be happening? I could swear that this was promised, or this was going to be implemented, or this was not supposed to be happening anymore. Do you have all of that in one place? Teachers, this is huge for you. You've had so much going on. I know that you have a lot of things in a lot of different places. I assume that your whatever software your school is using, that has everything in one place. But has there been any changes made outside of what has been documented in that formal document that needs to be inside of that document? So we want to make sure we have a complete document. So go ahead and tell me below, do you know how to get a complete document? And for teachers, for parents to ask the teachers, do you know how to get a full document? Do you know where it's at? Sometimes your student has multiple teachers or multiple therapists. Do you know how to get that full copy? And team members, have you done that? Or is this something that you're like, shoot, I got to put that on my to-do list? I want to know. The second thing that I want to make sure that you get done, again, I know that this is not going to be the most fun, but I promise you it's going to be rewarding in back to school season, is to make sure that anything that needs to be documented is documented, and that it's done in timeline format. What I mean by that, one of the best strategies that we use inside of our Master IEP Coach community is that we are not only documenting who said what, but we're documenting when it was said. Here's why. Let's just say a student missed 60 minutes of speech due to the speech therapist being out ill. And now we got to make up those 60 minutes of speech. And there's been a lot of talk back and forth, and there's been this agreement, but yet it really hasn't happened yet, but we promise it's going to get done. Guys, if that's left to the beginning of the school year, and as a parent looking at this, their emotions are going to build, which it's okay. That's normal. Okay. Are going to build about like, man, they promised me this. They never got me this. When I go back to the school year, they're going to remember this, by the way, while they're sitting like at the pool in July trying to supervise their kids. They're going to remember how aggravated they are over the speech therapy minutes that weren't completed. And that's going to add to the list of the frustration of the things that when you get back to school season that are going to be, like fires to put out. I want to eliminate that situation. I want to make sure that you are documenting things in timeline format. So it's like, okay, on March 1st, this was said. On March 7th, this was supposed to happen. On March 10th, this still hadn't happened. At this point, we want to make sure we have a clear plan of what's going to happen moving forward to ensure that whatever it is, missed speech minutes, staff trainings that need to happen, AAC evaluations, there's all different things that are going to be like loose ends at the end of the year. And we need to make sure we have clearly documented in timeline format what has happened in the process and what the expectations are going forward. Now, if you are a Master IEP coach, I know that you are in the middle of doing all of this for your students, for your clients. If you are not a Master IEP coach, I'm going to encourage you to hop on over to masteriepcoach.com. I promised you guys that I would announce a bonus today. And you know what? I did do a very similar bonus last time, and it was a hit. It was absolutely what parents and teachers who were joining the Master IEP Coach Mentorship needed so they could go in the right direction for where they want to make an impact in special education. I mean, if you're watching this right now, you're either a parent, teacher, admin, therapist. You tell me, who are you? Are you a parent, teacher, admin, therapist, or is there another role that you hold at the IEP table? So I've done a lot of research on trainings, how to create the most effective trainings for you inside of the Master IEP Coach Mentorship. I'm delivering you a lot of content in a small amount of time in easy, digestible bites. But it still can feel overwhelming sometimes when you're trying to take an online course, right? Like, is this real? Is this something that you're going to engage and do something with it? I can guarantee you, yes, if you show up. So the Training Institute that I got some research from says that if you commit to making a difference, if you commit to reaching your goal, you're at a much higher percentage to reach that goal if you sign up for something, right? Meaning, like we've all said, well, I want to do this, but you don't actually sign up for something to take that action. I will tell you, if you are a parent, teacher, admin, therapist, and you want to make a difference at the IEP table, you want to help make sure that every child is prepared for further education, employment, independent living. Whether you're a teacher and you want to become a leader in your school, or you're a parent, you want to become a leader in your community, or maybe you are a teacher who wants to make an impact outside of your classroom. Making the commitment to show up to the Master IEP Coach Mentorship is going to surround you not just with the information that you need, but with the community and the people that you need. But I want to add another bonus in there. Do you know that if you have an actual appointment on the calendar to show up and talk to somebody, and that somebody's going to be me, a one-on-one coaching call with me at the end of your mentorship to make sure that you got everything that you needed, you are 95% more likely to reach your goal. How does that feel after a chaotic year, after trying to get things done and never quite getting to where you want to be, never quite reaching that next step? So here's what you have to do. You have to sign up for masteriepcoach.com. You go there, you drop your name and your email, you get all the information on how to show up. I'm going to be adding the bonus in really soon, like as in I need to update the web page, but I can guarantee you, you're going to get it. And you can send me an email to confirm and say, hey, I get the bonus call. And that bonus call is going to be one-on-one between me and you in the month of July. So that will be at the end of the mentorship. We start in June, we end in July. And I'm going to make sure that you got everything you needed out of this Master IEP Coach Mentorship and that you are prepped for the best back to school season that you've ever had. If you've got questions about the Master IEP Coach Mentorship, let me know. If you've got questions about those 2 steps, how to get a full IEP document, I mean, you want to get this. You do not want to try to piece it together in the fall, okay? So how to get that full document. And number 2, how to document everything in timeline format. Why you need to do that, who you need to share that with, why this is going to be an effective tool for you to get on track right away and back to school. If you have any questions about that, just drop those questions below. And I truly hope to see you inside of the Master IEP Coach Mentorship. We are the idea bringers, solution finders, and team builders at the IEP table. And I can't wait to help you make the difference that you want to make inside of the special education community. I'll talk to you guys soon.